Quick reminder before we get started, if you haven't subscribed or followed this podcast on your favorite podcast platform yet, I would really appreciate it if you click the follow button now or the subscribe button, as it will really help us a lot. In this episode of Recovery Snippets, I speak with Samina, who supports people struggling with their IBS, but also supports people who are struggling with their relationship with food because they're closely interlinked. So, particularly in this snippet, I talk about how we can manage stress and anxiety, because stress and anxiety can worsen, should I say, our binge eating episodes or lead to binge eating episodes, but also exacerbate or worsen IBS symptoms, probably flare-ups. So let's jump straight into the snippet.
So if you're experiencing stress or fear or anxiety, it can absolutely play into how your IBS symptoms show up.
Yeah, are there any, lack of a better word, coping mechanisms or things they can do if they're anxious or nervous?
Absolutely. So it's kind of difficult, right? So if you're thinking about, I need to eat, but I eat and I have symptoms, that in itself can be a very anxiety-inducing experience. So when I talk to clients about grounding themselves before a meal, it can simply help to reduce their stress and anxiety, set them into the rest and digest phase of their nervous system so that as they are digesting foods, it can be in a calm manner without your body having to go into that stressed state. And so simple things you can do is looking at your food, smelling it. What does it smell like? What colors are on your plate? So describing what you see, taste, smell can really help you to ground yourself and bring yourself to the present moment or be more mindful.
Mm-hmm.
And it can also take your mind off of, how is this going to make me feel? Because that thought of, oh no, if I eat this bean, am I going to end up with diarrhea, can be very present.
Wow.
So we're shifting that mindset to what kind of joy and excitement can I get from this meal, even if it is just like, rice and eggs or, a very simple meal.
Yeah.
Other things that you can practice are just simple, deep breathing. Diaphragmatic breathing can be super helpful in managing pain with IBS. So that's something that people can practice. I like to say 4 counts in, 8 counts out times 4 before eating to just reset your nervous system.
Oh, okay. I never thought about that. Because my friend who has IBS, she uses diaphragmatic breathing, but she only uses it when it's hurting. So it can be used as preventative, like you said?
If eating a meal tends to stress you out, then I would say it could be helpful, right? It's something you can do really anywhere, and nobody has to know that you're practicing it because it's just breathing. So it can be a really, really convenient tool. Other things that may not be as convenient, but are still applicable. Gut-directed hypnotherapy. I know it sounds very like woo-woo and hippie, but it has been proven to be as effective in managing IBS symptoms as the low FODMAP diet. So if you're really, really struggling with your relationship with food and can't just get to a dietitian or can't get to that phase of understanding how food impacts your symptoms and identifying your trigger foods, that may be an approach that you can take that will help to reduce the stress load and help you have that mindset shift.
Yeah, would you tell us a bit more about what gut-directed hypnotherapy is? Because I imagine hypnotherapy as holding a little pocket watch and spinning it around.
Yes.
Like in the cartoons, yeah.
It really is. Gut-directed hypnotherapy is given by usually a psychotherapist or a clinical hypnotherapist, sorry. And so it is a way of guiding yourself to reduce the stress and bring your body to the present moment or to a moment where you feel at peace. So they use guided imagery, they use deep breathing, they use sensory play, they use different modalities in their therapy to help you learn how to get out of that space you're in with that cycle of food causes me stress, stress causes me IBS symptoms, and that that kind of repetitive cycle. I'm obviously not a gut-directed hypnotherapist, so my knowledge is very limited, but of the gut-directed hypnotherapists I have spoken to, that is what they have shared with me. And the research is really, really promising. And it can be such a great opportunity for people who struggle with their relationship with food.